All right, still on section 5.2, let's talk about polynomials. This is the formal definition of a polynomial. It's a function that can be written in this form here. Uh, the important stuff, though, is that all of these powers of x, all of them are whole numbers. If we start over here at this end, we've got a constant, which you can think of as being that times x to the 0. Then you've got something times x squared, and so on up to x to the n. Whatever that n value is, that's the largest power of x is your degree, and each one of these things is a term. So one thing to know: the degree I just said is the highest value of n, or the largest exponent, and the leading term is the whole term there with the largest exponent. And then that coefficient on there is called the leading coefficient. So I want to talk about several things with polynomials. One is the end behavior. We just talked about end behavior of power functions. And there's really nothing more to learn except one little bit of information. The end behavior of a polynomial is the same as the end behavior of the leading term. We say that leading term dominates the others. So let's look at several examples here. Determine the leading coefficient and the end behavior of these things. All right, so on this one, the leading term is this. So the leading coefficient is going to be -3. And the end behavior, since it's -3 squared, squared means they're both going the same direction. Negative means they're going down. So the end behavior of this thing is going to be this. All right, the next one this is my leading coefficient, or my leading term. So my leading coefficient is 3. And my end behavior for this guy is going to be both ends going up. All right, this next one, 2x plus 5 times 1 minus x. Now this one, the leading coefficient and the end behavior. Now I could go through and multiply this out, and since this is just a binomial, let's FOIL it and see what we get. Let's see, 2x times 1 minus 2x squared plus 5 minus 5x. Now I could combine my terms, but I don't need to in order to answer this question. This is my leading term. So my leading coefficient here is -2. And x squared, so both ends are going the same direction. They're both going down. Let's do this one below it next. This is my leading term, so my leading coefficient is -3. Okay, end behavior of this one. The x to the 5th, that's odd, so I know both ends are going to go different directions, and this is negative. So it's going to be same end behavior as minus x cubed. So that means it's going to go up on this side and go down over there. All right, these other two are a little more challenging, I guess you'd say. This one, let's do the very bottom one first. F of x is x cubed plus 2 to the 4th times 2x plus 4 cubed. Now, I could, if I enjoyed such things, I could go through and multiply all this stuff out. Same way I did this one over here, except it would take a lot longer because of these big powers. But let's don't do that. There's a better way to do it. If I were to take this and multiply it out, this first one would give me x cubed to the 4th plus some smaller stuff. If I raised this whole thing out. And the second one would give me 2x quantity cubed plus some smaller stuff. All right, I'm not going to worry about the smaller stuff because, notice what this gives you. This is x to the 12 plus smaller stuff. And this 2x cubed, that's going to be 8x cubed plus smaller stuff. So when I multiply this together, I'm going to get 8x to the 15th plus a bunch of smaller terms. I'm not worried about what those smaller terms are because all I was asked for here was what's the leading coefficient and what is the end behavior. So the leading coefficient here is 8. And the end behavior is going to be the same as x cubed. And x cubed does this. Oh wait, no. X cubed does this. All right, I guess that leaves one last problem to do. This guy above it. All right, this one, well, this one's actually easier than the one we just did. If we were to take this and multiply it out, this one we actually could multiply out without too much pain. We just have to distribute each of these across that and then multiply by -2. So let's see. If we did this, though, what we'd wind up with is minus 2x. We've got squared, squared, and 1. So we're going to wind up with to the 5th plus some smaller stuff. So my leading coefficient is -2, and the end behavior is going to be the same as -x cubed. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but my cat is having a time in there. Let's see, same as -x cubed, so that's going to be up on this side, down over there. All right. Let's see. Next up, intercepts, but I'm going to pause here and go take care of my cat, and we'll pick up here on the next video.